What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Redline podcast. Today we're here with Stan the Moto Man. Say hello.
Hey guys.
Wow, beautiful. So before we start, tell us, who are you? What do you do?
All right, so my name is Stan, like you said. I am a motovlogger from Canada, Vancouver, BC to be exact. And yeah, I guess you're gonna ask me this question later, but
Don't
I'll
you dare answer it now.
Yeah, okay. That's all. That's all I'll say for now.
Yeah, we gotta keep some of the mystery alive throughout.
Exactly.
So a reoccurring segment we have is 5 rapid questions, where I will tell you 5 questions and you answer them as quickly as possible.
Okay, do I have a time limit? Is there like 5 seconds on the clock or?
No, not really. You
Okay.
get how much time you want, but you gotta perform.
Okay. I think I can perform. Let's try.
I wish you luck. All right. What's the worst thing about Vancouver?
Worst thing about Vancouver, snobby girls.
Boom. Never riding again or never seeing another movie?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I think never riding again.
What's worse, getting pulled over or losing audio on an awesome video because of GoPro's mic adapter?
The latter. Definitely the latter.
Loud or quiet exhaust?
Quiet.
What's the best food Canada can offer?
Best food Canada can offer. Poutine? I don't know. First thing that came to my mind.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, you don't? Oh, perfect then. Yeah, we have it here in Canada.
You're gonna love it. Well, that's all of the fast questions. You did very well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, nice. Okay. Round of applause.
So now we'll get into the real ones. So now it's just gonna be some chill questions.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
So the one you almost answered. How long have you been doing YouTube and what got you into it?
Okay. So I've been doing YouTube now for 4 years. Just a little bit over 4 years. I think August of 2019 marks my 4th year of doing YouTube. And what got me into it? Well, we can kind of backtrack to when I first started riding. My friend got me into. Well, he was the reason I got my license. I always wanted to ride, but I never pulled the trigger until my friend told me that he wanted to start riding. So I was like, okay, let's pick it up together. So the moment that idea went into my head, I looked up riding videos, and somehow I stumbled across a Walterifics video. And in this video in particular, he picked up a chick and took her on a ride on the back of his motorcycle. And I was like, oh, okay, that's what I want to do. I want to ride, and I want to record, and I want to make videos.
Yeah, that's actually super similar to how I started as well.
Really?
I also had a friend that really wanted to, it wasn't really my idea. My friend was like, this sounds pretty cool. And then I also found his videos just searching it.
Walterific too?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So, yeah, I feel like a lot of people, start off because of Walterific.
Yeah, I mean...
Big influencer.
Yeah, he's been going for a long time, right?
And the funny thing is, my friend didn't even end up riding.
No, same
here. He got his license, and he just never bought a bike. And that was 4 years ago. Yeah, those freaking people, man.
Betrayed once more. So, just as you said, it's a little bit over 4 years now. You've been a fairly private profile, and recently you started to talk more about your life, and you even showed your face. What was kind of the reason behind this decision on your channel?
Was there really? I really don't think there was a deeper meaning behind it. I think for me, it just felt like a roadblock. I couldn't be as personal as I wanted to be, and it almost felt. I'm not bashing on people who hide their face, aka like you. But for me, it was just a personal decision. I decided that I wanted to be more personal with the people who actually watch my stuff, because I get messages and people were telling me really nice things and they'd be complimenting me, and I always felt like yeah, I could reply and I could say thank you for all this stuff, but at the end of the day, like they don't know who I am and they don't know who they're watching, and I think that for me that was the biggest part, and I just wanted to connect with my audience a little bit more.
Yeah, I can see that. So, was it received well? Were people angry?
Surprisingly, it was received very well. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't expect that kind of response from my audience. I almost thought people were like, some people put the notion in my head that if you do a face reveal, your channel might die.
What?
Just because there's no more mystery, and like
right.
people love mystery, and they love interpreting things their own ways, and I think I guess it, like at the end of the day it really didn't matter, and people were there for me. So
It was really well made face reveal video. I enjoyed it very much.
Yeah,
I
dude,
saw the build up on all this. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah, dude, that video took me like, I don't know, 10 days to film and edit, just because I had to do everybody's parts on different days. It was a lot of work, but it was fun.
Turned out very nice.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Okay.
So, a thing that I want to have is reoccurring, but I can't because this is the second time. Oh, that is reoccurring. Never mind. So, weird DMs. What is like some of the weirdest things people have sent you, or like stuff that you will genuinely like? This is strange.
Oh man, like I haven't got a weird DM in a long time. I know I have. Surprisingly, like everybody is pretty respectful.
Oh, fair.
Oh man, like I'm looking through my phone right now, just in case something will like flip my memory.
The normal one that I get that I talked about last time, but I think everyone gets it. But no one, of course, no one answers it. It's just like, but hi, where do you live? It's like Sweden. No, I meant your address, and it's like I don't want to tell you, man. Who are you?
I haven't had that before, but I've had people come to my house and like knock on my door.
Oh, that's even scarier.
So that was like before, that was pre-face reveal, right? So like obviously I didn't want to answer the door or anything, but that was like the weirdest real life situation that I've been in when it came to like my channel. I'm trying to think of DMs. There hasn't been weird ones. Like, it's not gonna blow your mind. Probably the weirdest DMs I've gotten were people just, isn't it weird when people ask, "Can I be your friend?"
I think it's weird. Yeah.
It's a little weird, right?
It starts out when you get the first one. It's kind of a little cute, They're like, they're like your videos, and can I be your friend? But after a while, it's kind of like.
Yeah, like sometimes I pick and choose who I reply to. It really depends, like what they say to me, and just like sometimes I look at the profile. I'm like, okay, is this person normal?
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I kind of have like this whole filtering out process, and if I reply to you, then that's great and all. But sometimes they end up like really trying to continue the conversation to the point where it's like, okay, now this is getting a little bit weird.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna check here. You never answered me. What is this?
I never answered you?
Oh my god.
Wait, did you message me?
I hit the filter.
No,
this guy is a normal.
Wait. Oh, dude.
I knew it. I hit the filter. This guy.
No, dude. Like, if I had really seen that, okay, I'm reading it right now. It's like it's the same thing you sent on email. I mean, if anything, if it's any consolation, emailing me is actually harder to reach me.
Yes.
So, yeah, if anything, then the fact that I emailed you back is a better sign.
True. All right, I'll take it.
I'm gonna accept it now, just so you can see that I read it.
Yes.
And I'm gonna like it, just so that you see that I like it.
Wow.
Okay, so yeah, that was probably the weirdest thing the weirdest things that I've gotten on Instagram.
Yeah. What are some of your other interests that people might not know about?
I think more or less, I put all my other interests out there, whether it's on like Instagram or I talk about it on YouTube. But I guess there are some people who don't follow me on Instagram but watch my YouTube videos. So I guess the best answer I would have is I play music. I play instruments, right? And I can see from your videos you play guitar as well.
Yeah.
So
mostly piano, but I the guitar was easier to bring along.
Okay. Oh yeah, of course. I mean, you can get a melodica.
That's true.
I actually got a melodica on Christmas, and I was thinking about making videos with it.
Oh no, I gotta buy one fast.
Gotta beat me to the punch. But yeah, for me as well, I like to play piano more than guitar these days. Drums was my very first instrument, so those are my three main instruments. On top of that, I like to play basketball and climb.
Ooh, climb.
You guys have bouldering over there, right? Is that a big scene over there?
If I remember correctly, it's not like the biggest scene, but the people that do it are like really passionate about it, and they go to all these places, along between Sweden and Norway. It's just mountains and stuff. They like being there.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, if I really got into it too, and I could see myself getting into it, maybe a little down the road, I would probably do the same. I'd travel and check out different places.
So, do you have any tips for new or like inspiring YouTubers, motovloggers, etc.?
Oh man, I've had friends who have asked me about if they should start motovlogging, and to be honest, sometimes I tell them just don't do it. It's not. It's not as fun as you think sometimes. I ride quite a bit when I can, and I find myself wanting to almost ride without having to worry about recording sometimes, just because sometimes it takes away from it. But anyways, let's say that they decide, okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. I want to just make a YouTube channel, right? My biggest advice is probably just to not really cloud your mind with the way other people do things, and just try to be your own person. When I started, I kind of made that mistake. I was so inspired by Walter Fick's style of writing and editing that I almost kind of mimicked it. And then I even got comments on my videos saying, it's oh, you're almost copying Walter Fick. And I thought about it. I was like, yeah, you're right. I mean, he was my inspiration, so that's probably why I started doing that. And then eventually I steered away from it, and I found my own style, and that's what worked best for me and for my channel. So as much as possible, try to do that.
Yeah, because I remember way back when I started watching him, I think I got you and recommended, and I was like, oh, this guy's very similar, so I also subscribed to you. And then further on, it's really interesting because just as you said, you kind of evolved into your own style. And this is a question I had further on, but we might as well take it now. You said once that it felt like you typecast yourself into always having a girl in your videos, or always someone to pick up. So you kind of answered, but was that ever the intention, or was it just you wanted to do it, but it kind of evolved into, always gotta have it and stuff?
Yeah, no, I mean, when you have an audience that's 85% male, that's kind of a given that those kind of videos will always do better. So, you give the audience what they want, right? That for me, that was what I wanted to do. I wanted to give the audience what I found worked best for me and my channel, and also worked best in the interest of them. So at the end of the day, I still don't want to be typecasted, but it's also I have to admit, it's also fun to have them in the videos, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
If I can keep it up, then why not, right?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it's kind of I started doing, just for an example, social interactions, and they're really funny to make, but sometimes you get people just want to make them, and you kind of force them. And as long as you avoid that, I feel because I might have missed, but watching your videos, I feel like you never really forced it. It was always kind of it felt very genuine, so to say.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's what I want to come across that way, right?
Yeah.
So Good. That's good to know.
Whew.
Woo.
Oh, that was a close one. So, you seem like a guy with a lot of stories to tell, from what I can tell from watching your videos. What is just a funny, weird, or maybe stupid story that you can share? And it doesn't have to be motorcycle related.
Doesn't have to be motorcycle related. Okay. Funny, stupid. Ooh, okay,
weird.
we can edit these if I take too long to answer, right? If I got to think about it.
Yeah, but sometimes
Okay.
I keep it in just to make it.
Oh, you do. Ooh, the pressure's on. Okay.
Yeah, just to put a pressure. I gotta get that watch time.
Man, I didn't watch any of the other podcasts before doing this podcast with you, so I'm not really sure what to expect yet.
Yeah, I know. You told
But
me.
this is a good question.
When I told you, I was like, oh, you can watch some to know. No, I want the surprise.
Exactly. Funny, weird. Let's see. Hold on. Let me think. Man, like the things that are coming into my head are almost controversial because like they're stupid and they're things that a kid would do, but at the same time, they might be breaking the law.
Oh well, there's a reoccurring question I ask is this about stories, and
Okay.
there's a lot of law breaking in there, so you don't have to worry. The last one. The last one was with Moto Ginji, which he ran 2 red lights in front of a cop. There's a lot of, especially when I talked to Dan, Wheelie, and Brian. There was a lot of stuff.
Oh no, but it's not even like just like on the road kind of stuff. This is like
I killed a man.
No. It's not that bad. I mean, I was 17 at the time, and oh man, I don't know if I could tell this story. Like, I don't know if somehow this would like get around, and then.
Oh, it's one of those. Okay, I see.
It's one of these things like if you get caught, you might get in like big trouble. It doesn't matter how many years it's been.
All right, then it's understandable.
Yeah. Oh no, this is gonna make people wonder.
Oh no, I'm gonna keep it in.
Hey, it was a long time ago. Okay, it was over 10 years ago. But no, I like it's not as bad as like the kind of shit that you would see on like Forensic Files. It's not that bad.
I like that you compared it to Forensic Files.
I've been watching a lot of that recently, so
it's not as bad as that. Don't worry.
Yeah.
This is gonna make sense in post. Don't worry.
Okay.
So, you didn't come up with a story, but you said something weird that happened was that people found your house somehow.
Mm-hmm.
How not how then more people have found your house, but I mean, how was that just overall? Like
overall,
yeah, because I mean,
so I think oh, sorry, go ahead.
You don't show your face. You don't really. People just know you have an orange bike. I mean, you go. I don't know what I'm trying to ask.
You go. No. Okay. So I think my biggest mistake with that was well, it's not really a mistake. There's not much I can do to avoid it. But I would just leave my bike parked outside on the driveway sometimes, right? And people people watching my videos, they know that I'm from this city called Surrey, and I'm the only one who has that orange bike in that area. So like, if they see my bike on the driveway, they'll be like, "Hey, okay, that's obviously where he lives." And then I think like it kind of goes back to the whole Instagram DMs. I think they messaged me on Instagram first. I remember this. They messaged me on Instagram. They said, "Hey, I saw your bike outside of your house," and then I didn't reply because I didn't want to like acknowledge it. But like eventually, it got to the point where they were like going to my house, ringing my doorbell. And this is back when I lived with my relatives at the time, right? So my grandma, she answered the door, and before she answered it, I told her if I had this weird, strange feeling because I looked out the window and I saw like these younger guys. I said like, well. If they're here asking for me, just tell them I'm not home or whatever. Just make up some kind of excuse. And I think this happened like 2 or 3 times.
Damn.
Same group of people, right? And eventually they stopped. But yeah, it was a little weird.
That's a little weird.
A little weird, yeah.
Very,
a little weird.
Very Canadian answer. It's a little weird. A little weird.
Yeah, I wasn't mad. Like I guess I don't know. Like there are people who are like that, right? And I understand that. Like sometimes people just want to meet somebody, and maybe they're going in with the best intentions. Maybe they don't even mean any harm, right? So I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt, but at the same time, it's just me who's just a little bit uncomfortable with it. That's all.
Yeah, because the problem, which I kind of find with hearing stuff like that, is they mean well, and obviously they wouldn't search you up if they didn't enjoy your videos. But it's also like, hello.
Yeah, there's boundaries.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what we're gonna edit together. It's gonna be good. Don't worry.
Sweet. I like how you said, "Don't worry, it'll make sense in post." I don't know how many times I've said that to people that I've like been I've recorded with. I'm like, okay, like for instance, like with Luna, I was like, Luna, okay, we're gonna do this. Don't worry, it's gonna make sense in post.
So, you talked about this in a video, but is YouTube your full-time job now, or do you do anything else?
Oh man, like, yeah, it's my full-time job right now. Yeah. I'd say, and I'm definitely not a good YouTuber considering that it is my full-time job. I think it's been like, by the time like we record this podcast, it's been like 4 weeks since I uploaded a video.
Yeah.
And I mean, I got my share of excuses, but it doesn't matter. Like I shouldn't have excuses. I definitely could have edited something, but I definitely can't ride right now. For the wintertime, it's like, so I'm like, this is my first year or my first winter that I'm trying to do this full time. So I gotta find like content to, like, I gotta figure out content to post.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, you have this. Yeah, because you're not. I talked to so many in the States. You're actually in Canada, so you have.
Right.
Like me, it gets too cold.
Yeah. Do you guys go by Celsius or Fahrenheit there?
We go by Celsius.
Right. Okay. So that's better, anyways. Do you like, how cold is it right now?
Well, the weird part is we had in the beginning. I had to improvise just like you're doing right now because we got like -7 or -10, but now it's like all day today was 3 degrees, I think, so you can go out, but it's not very nice.
No, it is the first day of snow today. It's literally snowing right now as we speak. Prior to that, we probably only reached like -2, 3. So it wasn't as bad as like -10 like on your end.
But just like one day, I just wanted to impress you.
I'm very impressed.
Thank you.
But yeah, like I mean, we have days that are like 3 degrees as well, but it's not nice. It's not ideal to ride in, right? So
yeah, it's
I make up my excuses and I don't ride.
Yeah, but I really agree to that because like you can go out, but it's not fun.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah. You're cold. No one's outside because it's cold, so you just ride alone. And
yeah, that's why I'm envious of like California and stuff, man. Like they got like a whole year of riding. I mean, if I lived in a state like that and it was sunny all year long, then I definitely wouldn't be able to make any excuses. But
don't worry, you would have found
it's too cold. I would have found something, yeah. But like right now, I'm trying to think of things to do. Like my last video was literally me reacting to my crash.
Well,
so it was very easy.
Yeah, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, it was so easy to record and edit because I was literally just sitting in front of my computer, as opposed to like putting all the gear on, getting on the bike, getting out there, trying to think of someone to talk to or something to talk about. So it's if I could somehow make it doing that, then I'd definitely do that.
Yeah, I had the same thing because I also made some videos where I stayed home, and it's so nice not to have to put everything on, go out, be in the cold.
Yeah, you know the feeling.
You know the feeling. If you're watching and you're from someplace cold, you know the feeling. So, among your most popular videos, we see a lot of interactions with people, and as you said, it's mostly girls. Have you you kind of act very extroverted? Is that something you've always been, or has it evolved over time, or
Oh, definitely not. So I've during high school, I was very introverted. Like I had I wouldn't say I had like a small group of friends. I had a pretty big group of friends, but I only had that big group of friends. Like I could sometimes hang out with other groups and stuff, but for the most part, like especially talking to girls, that was a really tough thing for me to do only because when I first got into high school, the first girl I ever asked out, she rejected me. And that kind of like,
Yeah.
am I allowed to swear? Am I allowed to swear on
Yeah,
this
you
podcast?
can swear how much you want, man.
Okay, so when that girl rejected me in grade 8, that kind of fucked with my mentality for the rest of high school. And I was thinking like, oh man, I'm never going to be able to talk to a girl or ask out a girl again. It's just like, it's too scary. It's too traumatizing. I can't go through that again. It was so painful, right? And like, being grade 8, you think it's kind of like the end of the world.
Yeah, exactly. That's everything.
Exactly. So I think it was like there was a turning point after high school where I was like, man, I can't be like this. I need to get out of my bubble. So I started being a little more extroverted, work and like school and anything where there was like a social setting. It helped a lot. And I'd say YouTube helped me a lot more than anything. So when I started, I think there was a girl named Sam. She was the first girl that I like really had on my channel that people were really like excited to see.
Oh.
I don't know how far back you've a girl, yeah. I don't know how far back you watched my videos, but there was a girl named Sam.
Yeah, is it that one with how to pleasure girls with your motorcycle? Is that her?
No, that's Brianna.
So many girls.
It's a different girl. But yeah, like YouTube was definitely a big big thing when it came to being a little more extroverted. So you would say that it translated to you being kind of the same off camera, or is it like, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like when the camera's on, I have to be a little more bubbly, of course, because you're recording, and that's just kind of the reality of it. Some people are. I'm sure there are some people out there that it can be exactly the same on and off camera because they're just like always on all the time. But for me, like I have moments where like, man, I gotta be off right now. And then when the camera's on, then I'll be on. Otherwise it's just like so much energy to use. But I'd say I'm pretty similar.
It translated well, so to say.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta agree as well with the whole YouTube helping, because I was also kind of introverted. But once you go out and talk to random people when you're on a motorcycle, that really...
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Dude, like I've seen some of your videos, like what you do... to this day I still can't do that.
I don't know how I did it, man.
like I know you get to wear a helmet and nobody gets to see your face. No one gets to see like your reaction or your facial expressions, and that makes it a lot easier to do that kind of stuff.
That helps a lot.
But for me, I'm still like so self-conscious about it that I just can't do it. Yeah. So that's why like I've had people like dare me to do things like while I'm riding to like pedestrians and whatnot, and like I just can't seem to get myself to do it.
Yeah, just it's the same here. I think even it looks like I do it a lot in my videos, but I think I included in one. I like pep talk myself before, and I go around in circles like, come on, you got this.
Oh, dude, if you're recording those, man, those are things you should be adding on your videos too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
For
the future.
Yeah, for the future. I'll keep them in. So, going into a different field, so to say, if you had an opportunity to get one bike for free, which one would you choose?
One bike for free. Okay.
Okay. Well, firstly, what bike do you even ride now, so people know?
I ride a 2008 ZX-10R. It's a Kawasaki.
Very nice.
And I also have a little Kawasaki Z125. Okay, so I think if I was to choose one, I'd probably stay away from Japanese just because I want to try something maybe like more European. It's either got to be like a BMW HP4 or maybe a Ducati, maybe like a 1299.
Ooh.
Yeah, something entirely different, just so I can get like a different feel of a different type of bike.
What is one of the most common questions that you get? And well, now you have revealed your face, so you can't use that one.
Right. So that would have been one of my most common questions. I think the biggest question I get is, are you dating Lillian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you? Immediately. Hello.
Whoa! I saw that coming. Yeah, no, I'm not obliged to answer that right now.
Yeah,
Sorry, man. That's gonna be on the down low. Maybe off the record. We'll see.
We'll put it off the record later. That's gonna be even more exciting if I just include that. We turned off the recording here. Don't worry. So, what are some of your favorite What are some of your favorite moments that came out of you doing YouTube?
Favorite mom.
What's your favorite mom from YouTube, man?
Favorite moments. Let's see. That's a good question, man. Some of these questions you're asking me, I don't think about at all.
I'm glad, because it's really hard to make questions that won't just be, you like bikes?
Yeah. I also like the fact that you're personalizing these questions and not just generic questions.
Thank you. Yeah, that's why I told you I'm gonna need 2 days, but you were like, I'm sick.
Yeah, means you've done your research.
Yeah.
Okay, so greatest sorry, the question was greatest moments or best moments?
Isn't that the same thing?
Yeah, I guess so.
Just or just in general, it doesn't have to be super shiny. Just some of your moments which you really oh, I'm glad I'm doing YouTube or whatever, or I'm out riding for making a video. Just this wouldn't have happened otherwise, kind of like that.
I mean, the best moments are always I feel there are the candid ones where sometimes I'm recording and then I'm not, I don't mean to make a video that day, but then something happens and then all of a sudden you just get inspired to make a video, whether it be something happens in front of you or, you end up having some kind of weird interaction with someone. I'd say those are the best moments, but in terms of things that are in my control, I'd say being able to meet new people are definitely the best things. That's definitely the best thing that's happened since I've made a YouTube channel.
Yeah, because especially your channel, you meet a lot of people that you ride around with.
Yeah, exactly. I made a lot of friends, and I have a good circle of riding buddies now that I talk with on the daily basis now. So really, really cool thing.
That sounds very nice. I ride alone.
What's the scene like over there in Sweden?
You mean how many people ride and stuff, or how?
Yeah, or just in your area. Is there a lot of riders?
In my area, there's no riders at all.
Really?
I mean, if I can go into the city, because I live right at the capital, there of course there's people riding, but it's a nightmare to be there. But where I live, I think there's I've seen 8 people, I think. And overall in Sweden, if you're oh, I want to meet someone, ride, I have my camera, blah blah, there's no one doing that here. That's not a thing.
Dude, if you could be the next big thing over there when it comes to motovlogging.
Yeah, I can become someone here.
Yeah, I mean, for me, that's how it started too. I was I did some research and I was like, wow, there's nobody in Vancouver who motovlogs. No one on the West Coast. And so I was like, well, I'll give it a try, and I kind of got to where I am now.
Yeah, it's kind of fun as well, when you kind of start, because especially where I live, because I kind of grown a little cult following here, because I learned from a guy that I met up with a couple days ago that he and his friends were like, oh yeah, we see you talk to people that we know, because almost everyone knows each other here. And he was like, so we were watching it during the New Year's and drinking beer and being like, oh, I know that guy. And I was like,
oh, nice.
Cool.
Dude, there you go, man. It's starting already.
It's starting.
It's only gonna get bigger from here.
Whoa.
Yeah, and you're getting some pretty big names on your your podcast and stuff. You're doing well, man.
I'm still surprised people answer.
No, it's an interesting concept, man. When I saw the message, granted I saw it a couple weeks late. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
It intrigued me right away. I was like, oh, this would be cool. I'm not much of a public speaker. I'm not the best with my words, but this would definitely be something exciting to do.
Well, thank you, and thank you for being on. But we'll save all the thanks to the end.
Right.
one question: do you get recognized often? Would you say?
I mean, the only times I would really get recognized is when I'm on my bike. So, I mean, like, you got to be at the right place at the right time to like see me. I've been recognized like a good amount. Like if you're comparing it to like Walterific, like where he's like getting recognized every single day almost, or almost every single ride. No, it's not like that. I mean, maybe it'll change now in the next riding season, now that I've shown my face.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I'd say it's just like a moderate amount.
And also, you don't really have like a distinguished, like, he has his helmet, so people see. I guess your orange bike is kind of like, there he is.
Yeah, the bike, it was the bike and the gear that always gave it away. Mostly the bike though. I think that's why I like my orange bike. That's because it's a big tell that it's me.
And also, it looks really good on pictures.
Yeah, exactly.
I always wait for your stories when you're like, screenshot this for your next background. I'm like, thank you. Yeah. Wait, how old are you now?
27.
All right. So I'm up to speed.
Wait. No, I'm 28.
Yeah.
I just
said
turned
in your
28.
video that you just turned, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, I think, I was asked how old I was in the year of 2019, like so many times that I said 27. Like I said 27 so often that I just forgot that I turned 28.
You can't even say anything else. I'm 27, man.
Oh wait, man, 28's old.
Oh wait, I'm 34.
Yeah.
Sorry guys.
Wait, how old are you, dude?
I'm 20.
You're 20. Oh,
I'm
you're young.
I'm a young man.
Yeah.
I can't tell stories from my youth because I'm still in them.
Yeah, you're still experiencing them. Maybe in 7 years, someone will randomly message you and say, "Hey, do you want to be in a podcast?"
Yeah. Hey, do you want to be?
Yeah, never knows. Never know.
That is actually all the questions I have. Do you have any questions for yourself that you felt were missed out, or do you have any questions for me?
I wouldn't want to ask myself questions. I'm going to ask you a question.
All right.
So you're not showing your face right now.
No.
Right. And you, like, when are you not planning to anytime soon?
Well, my thing is mostly like, especially now in the beginning, I started by, it wasn't on purpose. I just didn't show my face because I didn't feel like it added, anything. I was like, you won't see it anyways when I'm riding around. Right. And now it's basically just, I was close to doing one because I was like, I just want people to, so they can know. I don't really care about it. But some people have already like found my address and found where I live, because
really,
if you didn't know, in Sweden, if you know someone's full name, you can just write it into a website, and then you know where they park their car, where they live, what floor, who they live with, their phone number. So you get a lot of info from someone's name. So that really made me like, oh, I'm gonna back off a little.
Really?
Yeah. But I'm planning to. I'm not planning to remain hidden, so to say. But I'm just planning, showing my face kind of like naturally. Just if I go to like a convention or something like that, I won't hide my face and stuff.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I did the same thing. I was when I would be in public areas, I didn't mind meeting people without my helmet on.
Yeah, exactly.
It was just for like the recordings.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But yeah, I guess you're on the same boat.
Yeah. I'm pretty much exactly the same that you had in the beginning. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, as I said earlier, I met with a guy that asked me if I wanted to ride. I think he and I ride yesterday, I think. And then it's not like I keep my visor down, hidden. As I just took off my helmet, like, hello.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't really flip it and like start vlogging and walking around.
Yeah. I get it, man.
So, without further to say, thank you very much for being on the Redline podcast.
Thanks so much.
It was
I interrupted you there. Let's do that again.
Yeah, we'll do it again. Don't worry. All right. Thank you so much for being on the Redline podcast. Hello.
Dude, thanks so much for having me, man. Hello. I was like, are you done talking?
I'm gonna keep this raw. It's gonna be better.
Yeah.
It's
That's fine. So. That's how it is, man.